What's up gamers, my name is Mr. 100 and this is my 100-minute review of No Man's Sky. I play 100 minutes of games to determine whether they are worth it or not, and if I dislike it, I'll return it. Hopefully these videos help you decide on your purchases, and if they do, consider subscribing. Let's get it! Though this is going to be a controversial review, I'm going to be 100% honest with my opinion. That being said, right when you load up the game, you're in. No cutscenes, no BS. You're playing what you paid for. But with that information in mind, we have no idea why we're here or why we're doing the things we are doing. I don't know why I'm gathering random resources, but I have to or I'm gonna die. No, literally almost 8 minutes in, the game finally wants me to reach a broadcast signal, but if we're being honest, I think I'd rather an 8-minute cutscene than 8 minutes of farming whack resources from a foreign planet. But hey, with that aside, if you like big furry creatures, then you'll find this boring sequence a little less boring. In all seriousness, about 11 minutes in, I finally found my ship's crash site, and I had to put some random stuff together to figure out how to fly this damn thing. Obviously, since systems were down, it wanted me to get more resources to be able to fix them, and here's where I get into my biggest issue with this game. At no point while playing did I ever feel like I was doing something that I personally wanted to do. I was being sent off 800 meters this way, 700 meters this way, and never really doing anything that important. You probably didn't even notice that I did a 5-minute skip, and I did nothing other than run all the way to a random wrecked piece of garbage that told me nothing. I don't want you to think that I'm hating on this game either, because every single game on this planet has its place and it has its audience. But with that being said, I am a review channel and I will always be honest with you guys and never sugarcoat things. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that something that just generally isn't good is good, because I won't. Anyways, 26 minutes in, after farming even more resources, your mother finally called and told me that my ship was ready. Well, not really. I fixed a few parts, but I have one more to fix before I could get off this godforsaken planet that I will never even come back to. Okay, let's take a step back. Who am I to judge or to say that a game is good or bad? Well, if you follow my other channel, in total I've played about 8,000 hours in other survival games. That's between Ark, Minecraft, 7 Days to Die, Conan Exiles, and much more. They all have one thing in common, and that's a hook. You're immediately into the action with choices that you get to make. You can do whatever the hell you want. You get the idea, and I'm gonna be done with this rant very shortly, but yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay, so we're 34 minutes in, and I finally get to take off and fly my ship for the very first time. And now we'll talk about some good things about the game. The spaceships, they're just straight up badass. Anytime you're able to just go wherever the hell you want with your own spaceship, I mean, the possibilities are endless. From what I've heard, this game is procedurally generated, meaning there's infinite planets that you can go to, scavenge through, and build on, which I think is really cool. Keep in mind though that getting to these planets is real time, meaning if it says it's gonna take you 10 minutes to get there, it's gonna take you 10 minutes to get there. Also, fuel is not infinite. You actually have to worry about that, so pay attention. 40 minutes in, I was actually intrigued. I landed on a new planet. I was thinking maybe the scenery will be different here and I could build a home for myself. That'd be pretty cool. Guys, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but unfortunately it was more of craft this, gather this, and fix this. I did not see an end to it. And a lot of you were wondering why it took so long between my Borderlands review and this review, and I think you can start to understand why. I'm the kind of person that likes to stop and think about a situation before blowing up about it, and that's kind of what I did with this. I played the entirety of this review and then took a long time to think about what I needed to say. But if we get back to more of the mechanics of the game, this here is a scanner. If I scan something, it'll actually give me money and tell me what that thing does or what it is. Obviously, my current goal is to find copper, which is going to allow me to either fix or craft something else. But while I was thinking about it, if we switch directions on our idea of this game and just think about it as an open world exploration type game, then I think it's pretty good. Since my reviews are 100 minutes long, they can always turn or change at any point during the video. Like currently, you're watching my review on No Man's Sky up to 49 minutes and 38 seconds. That's just how it goes. Back to the task at hand. 51 minutes in, I finally started placing down some stuff that resembled a base of operations. This seemed like things that I would need to make other resources to make a base. And I was absolutely correct. As soon as I placed down those 2 crafting stations, I was able to unlock all of my structures. With how far I got, it seemed like like the building was pretty basic in this game, but sometimes that's all you need. Pal World, for instance, has some of the most basic building I've ever seen, but it works great. While the storm's going on, I was checking my DMs. Oh, Mr. 100's so hot. Now we're an hour in, and I finally get to do something that seems pretty fun. I get to find buried technology and possibly get some loot. I don't know. Let's go find it. Okay, I've been thinking it for the past hour and 6 minutes, and I just can't go any longer without speaking my mind. This feels like a walking simulator with the slowest walking speeds in all of mankind. I mean, I have a jetpack that lasts all of 2 seconds per burst, and my run speed is horrible. Okay, at least none of these weirdos attack me. Almost there. Just keep walking north. You're telling me I just did all that walking for what? More resources? Okay. So we're done with the tutorial. The last thing I have to do is go to a different planet and build a Corvette. What we talking, honey? We talking a C6 or a C7? So here's the thing. I know this review isn't as in-depth as my other reviews, and there's a reason. There's not really that much to do up until the hour and 13-minute mark. I mean, I've built a few walls and some foundations, some weird-ass crafting stations, and I flew to another planet. That's really all I've done. Not to mention, anytime I leave my base of operations, it's a 5 to 10 minute round trip walk, which, I mean, we've done a lot of those so far. And it wasn't until now, an hour and 16 minutes in, that I finally did something that I wanted to do. I hopped in my spaceship and flew towards this planet where it said I could build the Corvette, which at the end of the day was a huge mistake, and you'll see why soon, but the game didn't tell me in my defense. The landing sequence scene was pretty dope, so I'll give due diligence where due diligence is due. Damn, talk about a frame skip. Anyways, I found what seemed to be a main hub for all types of trading and I really don't know. And now for the mistake of coming here. So all of these Corvette parts to build this Corvette ship, which the game wants me to do, cost $1.6 million. I have $19,500. This is starting to feel like America. Luckily, there was other life forms here, and I felt like I wasn't alone for once. I offered to trade with them, but they sold overpriced goods, so I think it's time to go back home. I'd like to think that up till this point, I gave you guys the best possible review that I could give you. I know it wasn't a bunch of information, but I worked with the cards that I was dealt here. With the rest of my time on my planet, I did things that I thought would be fun, like finding buried caches that were marked all over the map. This seemed pretty cool. I get to use my little tool, dig up the earth, and find a random treasure chest. Okay, a greasy beam capacitor. That could have been a shotgun or some badass armor, but here we are. Anyways, I don't want to drag out something that doesn't need to be drug out. The last thing I'll talk about is this random life form that you'll find all over the planets. Most of them, when you walk up to them, will say feed and talk about a certain type of food that they need to, I think, tame? I don't know. Y'all have to drop that in the comments, but whatever you do, don't take these pearls because a bunch of crazy robots will come after you. At least that's what happened to me, and I almost died. And as you've guessed, the only weapon I have is this laser beam that looks like it should be used in the future to change baby diapers. I'd honestly have better luck if I had a flip-flop in one hand and a Nerf gun in the other. And since I couldn't kill a single robot, it seemed like the best, most reasonable thing to do was to dig a random hole and hide out until I lost them. Welp, there's your ADHD review for the week. And now it's time to go through our ranking system that we do on the channel. So we'll start off with, is it fun? 2.5 out of 10. Does it look good? 5 out of 10. Does it run good? 9.5 out of 10. Is the story good? 0 out of 10, up until this point at least. And finally, is the price worth it? And this is a generous 3.5 out of 10. This gives us a final score of 4.1 out of 10, which any game that's over a 6.5, I recommend as a purchase. But the results are in. And I'm returning it, baby! See ya!